Hey guys, and thank you for tuning in. Today I'm with Evanthe Papastathis, the owner of Skybound Aviation, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what she does. So Evanthe, how did you get started in aviation?
Well, I always loved flying. When I was a little girl, I lived in Miami, and I used to love to hang out at Miami Airport and Fort Lauderdale Airport and watch planes fly. And I always wanted to fly, but never had the opportunity. And about 6 years ago, I came to a point in my life where I had an opportunity to fly. And so I went and took all my money, which was a lot, and got a pilot's license.
Okay.
And it was difficult because I pretty much was scared, very scared, but I was determined and I did it. And I love flying. The first time you take off by yourself.
Right, well
that's
that was
like
going to
really
be
cool.
one of my next questions. What was your first experience like having the controls to yourself, your first solo flight?
Okay, my first solo flight, I prayed the whole time. I was at Fulton County Airport, and we were doing what's called a pattern. So you'd take off, you'd come around and land, and take off and come around. And every time I did this, please God, don't let me crash the plane. I swear to God, that was all. I was so scared. I felt great because I didn't have, like, my instructor as a lady, and it's like, it's all right to get out of the plane, leave me alone,
Right.
go. But it was like, I prayed the whole time. Please God, don't let me crash this plane.
President of Women in Aviation. So how do you feel the community of women pilots, what do you feel those groups help to do to strengthen the community?
Well, there are very few women pilots. I mean, I think we're less than 3%
Yeah,
of the
it's very
pilot
small.
community.
Yeah.
So I'm a big advocate of getting women out there. The groups that we do, the 99s is strictly women pilots. So you have to be a pilot and a female, and that's Amelia Earhart did that one, okay? And women in aviation is really for anybody, and you don't have to be a pilot. You can be a maintenance person, you could be a service desk person, you could be somebody who works on the ramp, an airport designer. So there are two different groups, but it helps aviation because piloting is great, but there's so much more to be. Like, I want to be an airplane mechanic. I mean, one day I'm going to make the money and go to school. I know I've fixed my plane. I know I can do a whole lot better job than the guys are doing it now. No offense to guys, but I seriously know that I could be better at it.
So from your experience, why do you think so many women aren't really gravitating toward being a pilot? Why do you think the number is so small?
I think women just think they can't do it. It's like, well, it's not for me, or it's too this or too that. But when I meet women who've never flown, it's like, just come out and do
just try it.
We have things called discovery flights, like, $99, and you take it for 20 minutes. But women just, it's not a thing that women think about doing. But when you talk to them and you let them know, I mean, no offense, but I tell someone sometimes it's better than sex. Okay, when you take off and you have that little feeling. The first time you do it, it's a great feeling. I mean, after a while, it's like, okay, you're ready, But, and women just don't experience it. Women don't do a lot of things that they could go out and do. A lot of women are they're just very timid. And you definitely have to be aggressive, and you have to think fast, because there's a lot involved in it.
Yeah, what has been your greatest accomplishment so far?
My greatest accomplishment actually is when I bought the company, we had like 4 or 5 planes, and we had, I think about a 300 square foot office. It was tinier than this little space here. And what I've done is I've taken it in 3 years, less than 3 years. I've grown it to a fleet of 10. We have a very large office. We're now in a better location. We have a great name. The website's being redone. We have a wonderful reputation on the field. If you talk to anybody here on this field, they say really nice things about us. So that's, I guess, to say my best accomplishment. I'm very proud of that.
So can you tell us a little bit about the planes we were able to see outside?
Yes. Well, let's see. The orange one, that's a 172 Cessna. It's a 1980. It has, normally those 172s have like a 160 horsepower engine. That had an engine conversion kit put on it, so it actually has 180 horsepower. It has a Garmin 430 moving map. You may not know what the 430 is, but pretty much most everybody knows Garmin. Okay. So it's like little TomTom for the planes. Okay, basically what it is.
Okay.
So you can navigate in the sky because there is no road. You know that.
Yeah.
So you have little waypoints, which are actually your data points and geographically. So, and her name is Auburn. I tell people flying a plane is easy. Because guess what? It's physics. You put in the right configuration, she's going up and she's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to get from learning to fly, whether it's here or at any flight school, is how to take it up safely and how to bring it down safely. Especially here, because I hate paperwork. And if you mess up the plane, there's paperwork, and I get really grouchy. So they'll know they have to fly and land them very nicely for me. But a lot of flying really is what you learn on the ground before you take
Mm-hmm.
off, and what you learn on the ground after you have flown and you discuss what you've done. That's 90% of your flying. That's the decision making. And that's what flight schools and instructors teach people.
What are some other goals that you have for yourself?
My goals are just to make sure this company runs securely.
Mm-hmm.
We have quite a few people who actually do make a living from Skybound, and so the goal is to make sure they continue to make a living from Skybound. And I do have a regular day job that pays my bills, so I don't pull any income from this. So that's how we can afford to do some of the extra stuff we do. But I want people to come and enjoy and have a good time. That's really what it's about.
Thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And if you want to learn more about Skybound Aviation, there'll be a link on my website.